All right, today is day 29. Day 29 of Bible in 90 days. So we're a third of the way into the Bible because tomorrow is a break day. So it's a rest day. We don't get to read anything, just to kind of maybe recap on what's happened and just take a breather because it's a lot of stuff to to read. So today we're basically a third of the way into the Bible. We just have two more thirds, then the whole Bible is done. So we have one more third, which is another 30 days. But we're actually still going to be in the Old Testament, the Psalms, the Proverbs, Ecclesiastes, then the rest of the prophets before we get into the New Testament. Then the last 20 days, from day 70 to 90, that's when we actually get to the New Testament. Just in case you're wondering at what point are we actually going to get to the New Testament, we will. I promise. Right. So today, so remember yesterday we finished off the book of Second Kings, which was the time period in which the kings were reigning over Israel. We hear that they made a mess of it. Eventually some of them were good, the likes of Asa or Hezekiah or Josiah, but the rest or most of them were really, were really not good kings. They worshipped idols. They did things like consulting mediums, soothsaying, divination, stargazing, idol worship, sacrificing their kids, things that God had told them not to do, because they had the law. Moses had been given the law on Mount Sinai, if you remember, and he had given them instructions as to how they were supposed to conduct themselves in the promised land where they were. But we've seen that through the sin, etc., God finally gave up on them. Not gave up, but his patience almost finally ran out, and they were taken to exile, to the land of Babylon. Some of them ran away to Egypt, and some of the very poor ones, they remained in Israel. So if you can imagine, in the last 30 days, we started from Abraham having nothing, absolutely nothing, to God blessing him and giving him kids and all the descendants, etc., all the way into the into Egypt, then out of there through the hand of Moses, then the promised land through through Joshua, then the judges and Samuel, then the kings came in, King Saul, King David, King Solomon. Then after that, when we got Rehoboam and Jeroboam, that's when the situation started. And yesterday was like the culmination, the very end of what happens when the nation of Israel has strayed for so long from what God wanted them to to do. So we ended off there with King Nebuchadnezzar of Babylon having taken all those people. And today, as I said, is almost a bit of a recap or a bit of a rewind, because the book of First Chronicles and Second Chronicles is like filling in some of the gaps of First Kings and Second Kings. So sometimes they'll say, oh, the works of such and such a king, are they not written in that book, in the Chronicles of the Kings of Judah or the Chronicles of the Kings of Israel? So we're gonna get some more maybe detail on some of those things, and some is just a repetition of what has been said in Second Kings to just help us give us a fuller picture. So I might actually repeat some stuff that I've already said, or I might just breeze through the information, knowing of course we have covered it in the previous video. So hopefully that makes sense. So First Chronicles can actually be a bit shocking because we've just finished in Second Kings, then it starts talking about Adam again. So First Chronicles chapter 1 is so basically First Chronicles 1 to 9 is just genealogies, so family trees or whatever, just the families of different people that we have read about already. So for example, First Chronicles 1, we get the family tree or the genealogy from Adam to Seth all the way to Abraham. Then we hear about the family of Ishmael, who was Abraham's son via Haggai, who was the servant to Sarah, because Abraham maybe whatever couldn't wait, or Sarah put pressure on him, and he ended up having a child, Ishmael, by Haggai. We get here about the family of Keturah, who was the wife that Abraham married after Sarah died. The family of Isaac, who was Abraham's actual son, the son of the prophet of the promise. The family of Seir, the kings of Edom. First Chronicles 2, the family of Israel / Jacob, who then became Israel. From Judah all the way to David, the family of Hezron, the family of Jeharameel, the family of Caleb. First Chronicles 3, the family of David, the family of Solomon, the family of Jeconiah. First Chronicles 4, the family of Judah and Simeon. First Chronicles 5, it continues the families of the tribes of Israel, the family of Reuben, Gad, Manasseh. First Chronicles 6, the family of Levi, the musicians in the house of the Lord, the family of Aaron, dwelling places of the Levites. First Chronicles 7, family of Issachar, Benjamin, Manasseh, Ephraim, and Asher. First Chronicles chapter 8, the family tree of King Saul, who was from the tribe of Benjamin. Then First Chronicles 9, there were the Israelites obviously were here. All they were recorded in the book of the Kings. I apologize, I can't read my notes here. So basically, all these genealogies and everything that was done, or where the families and all the fathers and the sons and whatever else in the tribe, they were recorded in the books of the Kings. So the kings were the ones who were keeping this information about who was the father of who or whatever else. Then we hear again a recap from where we were just reading that they were chased out of Israel, to Babylon because of their unfaithfulness. Then we have some of the dwellers that were still in Jerusalem, some priests at Jerusalem, the Levites that were in Jerusalem, the gatekeepers that were still there, and other Levite responsibilities. Then we again start from the family of King Saul, which is a good kind of introduction to tomorrow when we get to First Chronicles 10, where we get to hear a few more details about King Saul and his family. Then we continue again with the rest of the kings, from there. So really short video today, really, because what's in there is just genealogies of one after the other, after the other, after the other, which if it was just your first time reading it, it might actually be a bit boring, or you might not get what's actually happening. But now that we have the backstory, we know all these names, or most of them anyway, or they're not as vague to us as they would have been. It actually starts to make sense that, okay, God started all the way from Abraham, and from Adam, I beg your pardon, all the way to to where we are now. So perhaps tomorrow I'll probably just do a recap session from Genesis all the way to where we are now. Or I might not, I don't know at the moment, but we'll just see. So if I see you tomorrow, I'll see you tomorrow. If not, it'll be the day after when we continue Bible in 90 days, or what's in the Bible. See you guys.